So the other day I was scrolling through the gallery, I was looking at what was trending, and I saw where cottage living builds were trending. Not surprising. A lot of the newest packs are trending all the time. If you look at the top line of the gallery, it says trending now, and it's like hashtag cottage living, snowy escape, and like all those things. So I decided I wanted to build a cottage, and I also haven't built a tiny home in a while. So I was like, let's build a tiny cottage. That makes sense. So I chose, oh, what lot is this on? I think it's the lot at the very top right hand corner. Yeah, I think that's where I put it. Either way, it's a 30 by 20 lot, so it's pretty big, especially for this size house, but I end up adding a little farm for it later, so that's fine. This build was fairly simple. I feel like getting the layout at first was a little bit tricky because obviously it's tight. There's only 100 tiles, so I was working with what I had. And I wanted it to look like kind of the barn shape, the typical cottage shape. So that is how I did that. What all packs did I use? I think I ended up using a ton of packs. I try to limit myself sometimes with what packs I use so that it's a little bit more friendly for everyone. But I think for this one, I decided just to use a lot of them. So this part was really annoying because I didn't show it, but I had tried using the straw roof trim that came with the pack, and because of the angle of the roof, the trim like was this chunky. Like, that's to scale. No, it's not. But it was like just so chunky, and it was so far down the build. I hated the way it looked. It was bad. So at this point, we're working on the floor plan, maybe, if I can speak. At first, I was thinking I could squeeze in a half bath, but no, that was not happening. So I ended up putting the kitchen, kitchen, living room, and full bathroom downstairs. There's no dining room because I decided to do an outdoor dining room. So this is pretty much the floor plan. It's super, super simple. Like, it took me probably not long at all to do that. I ended up flipping where the front door goes. If you notice right here, I put an archway, but then I do the front door right there, and I decided that side of the house fit better to be the kitchen. So I don't remember my reasoning at all. No, I don't remember why I decided I wanted that to be the kitchen. Let's see, maybe I tried to fit a couch in there and I was like, this is weird. And so I moved it to the other room. I'm trying to remember my thought process. That's what it was. Yeah, so I put in a couch and I was like, this is awkward right here. Let's put the door over here. So that is what happened. I put that couch there mostly as placeholder just to kind of see if it fit. And yeah, and it is the cottage living couch. I wish it would have fit entirely. I ended up changing it later. It's a little bit too big for the space, but that is a beautiful couch and I wish I could have kept it in. So right here, I'm trying to figure out the doorway for the full bathroom downstairs, and then we'll have the kitchen in that area. I do really like that the dining space isn't included in this and that it's outside. I think it's really neat. That's what I've done. I built a micro home a while back, and I really like that the dining space was on the outside, so I took inspiration from my own build and put the dining area outside. I'm sure I'm not the only one to do that because why would I waste space on a dining room? Up here, okay, so this part, it was really kind of silly. The hallway up here extends the entire length of the house, and if you thought about it, and you would realize that there's no reason for it to extend all the way down, that the back bedroom, the master bedroom, could be one tile larger if I just adjusted the hallway. You'll see what I mean. I fix it. I just realized way down the line that I'm dumb and that I should have done it differently. So I fix it. Okay, at this point, I already chose wallpaper, furnished the kitchen a little bit, and then now I'm choosing the furniture for the living room. That's the word. As you saw, I took the really pretty cottage living sofa away, and I swapped it out for these might be base game. I can't remember. And I swapped it out for these because I thought the color matched really well with the wallpaper. I think it fit the vibe enough, so I kept it. And then right here, I am swapping in some lights. I really like wall lights in the bathroom. I don't know why. I think that's just, my bathroom has what kind of lights in my bathroom? Actually, I think my bathroom has a ceiling light. A lot of times in my life, though, I've seen a lot of bathrooms with wall lights instead of ceiling lights. So at this point, I don't know what happened there. At this point, I'm figuring out the layout of the kitchen. Unfortunately, I had to move the fridge because, oh, wait. Why did I move the fridge? I don't know why I moved the fridge. I'd have to like rearrange it and see what my logic was for that, because I don't remember what my logic was with that. But I ended up moving the fridge against the stairs, which I thought was still, it's pretty weird. I didn't really like it a lot, but for some reason I had to do it. I don't remember why. Oh, and I really like that tile in the bathroom. That's the tile that I use in the haunted house build. If you have not seen that, it should have probably been posted before this one, depending on what I feel like doing. We'll see. So yeah, that tile I thought pretty much fit the vibe. And typically I like to do wood throughout my houses, including bathrooms, kitchens, but I was really feeling the tile vibe. I thought it kind of fit the space and thought it made sense for the little cottage. Right here, I'm using the cats and dogs curtains. I thought it also fit the cottage really, really well, and I'm very happy with how those look with it. And I thought the blue swatch tied in the blue from the flowers quite nicely, so I decided to do that. Whoa, that zoomed really, really fast. Kind of hard to keep up sometimes because this build was just taking so long, and it's like I can't make this last forever. I might have to start cutting out floor plans or maybe laying out windows. I don't know, because I spend so long building because I'm not a fast builder. So I think that also makes it hard. I don't know. It's tricky. Maybe I should just get faster building. That's probably the solution, because I just don't know enough about the swatches and what all objects I have available, especially since I just bought a bunch of new packs. New for me, not new in general. So yeah, I bought a bunch of new stuff, and I was like, I don't know what anything is. So I'm like sitting here clicking through it, trying to figure out what I like. So I think that is really what my biggest issue is. So this is the full bathroom. I did furnish it. I'm pretty sure it cut me furnishing it out of the speed build, because I was like, whatever, it's a bathroom. It doesn't matter. The bathtub's against the wall, so is the toilet and the sink. There's nothing special about it. That rug is from Vampire Pack, whatever it's called. Really love that rug. I've been using it a lot because there's just really pretty swatches on it. I don't like the first swatch, but that swatch that I chose, really nice. I'm pretty sure I keep it over that. I better keep it. Okay, I do. I think it's also in the kitchen. It is. So at this point, just kind of decorating the bathroom a little bit. The outside's still pretty plain. The most that's out there is like windows. And every once in a while, you might see me zoom past some plants that I've put away for later, because I go through the build catalog and I see stuff that I like, so I have to set it aside, and so it's just outside. So the tiles right there, I really wanted tiles for the backsplash in the kitchen and for the bathroom, and this part was kind of stupid. I kept getting frustrated because the tiles in the bathroom were being applied to the stairs, which is being applied to the kitchen, and brain fart, I forgot that I could just build a wall on the back side of the stairs in the bathroom instead. I don't know. Either way, I think the tiles turned out looking really good. Probably would have made them match anyways, so they just match now. This is the part I was talking about with the stupid hallway. I'm not annoyed, I don't know, amused at myself. I was like, why didn't I build it like this to begin with? Because that makes so much more sense. There was no reason to have a long hallway. I don't know why I did that, because now they get nightstands. Not that the Sims care if they have nightstands, but I care if they have nightstands. So I was very happy that they got nightstands, and the wardrobe looked less awkward. That was the least terrible option wardrobe that there was, because everything else is just so chunky. And I was trying to find something that fit the cottage vibe, so it was kind of frustrating. Now, that bed is the 4-poster bed from Cats and Dogs, and oh my gosh, I loved how that turned out. Like the green and the red. It's a little bit Christmassy, kind of, but not really. I don't know. I really loved it though, because I think it fit really well. And I think that rug right there from Laundry Day, that rug also fit really well. It's just all very matchy, and almost, I feel like, in almost an eclectic type way. I don't know. I really, really like that room, though. Very happy with how it turned out in the color schemes. Now, right here, I'm going to probably jump back between the two bedrooms whenever I find furnishings and little clutter items for each. So, these leaves that I'm hanging on the wall right now, I'm, like, fairly positive they're a debug item from Eco Lifestyle. I've never come across them before, so I thought I would do a really fun gradient on the wall with them. And that's what I did. I have this mod called Better Build By. I cannot remember who it is by right now, so I'll have to put a link in the description. But the Better Build By mode just lets me toggle by debug, move objects on. It's so convenient. It's awesome. So now I'm still just adding more clutter. I think I spend most of my time on any build just digging through the clutter and just placing it. I don't know why. I just love adding tons and tons and tons of clutter. It is so much fun adding the clutter. Like, I found this little parenthood thing, and I wanted it to be stuck underneath the dresser a little bit, so it looked less like one big square object and instead individual pieces. So that's why it's under the dresser. And I don't know, kids have shirts and papers under the dressers, I'm sure. Right there, I did a little bit of custom, scooting and alt placing things together because I didn't like the snapping points as usual. So I did that right there on that dresser, and I really liked how that turned out. And at this point, I'm pretty sure the build itself is finished. I think I'm adding a couple more finishing touches on the clutter items. Is that me or just, yeah, the sink is closer to the wall than the corner piece. I don't know. I don't care. I did fit a computer in there, which I was pretty shocked because at first I didn't really know what to do with that corner. I was like, I could maybe fit a dining area, and I was like, no, let's do a computer. I think that'll be more fun. I almost forgot to put in a trash can, but I squeezed it in right there at the last minute. And this little pastry dish, I'm not okay. That pastry dish from Get Together I thought was really, really cute in the space. And I also just really like it. It's a good object. So I just naturally added it. And then I wanted to take one of these debug lights to add it in almost as like a stove range hood light because I really like those. I want my stove to be lit. I don't have one. I want one. So that's why I put it in here. So I think, yeah, now I'm moving on to the outside. I was going to say, I think I'm done with the inside. At this point, I've changed the roof color once. We're going to change it again because obviously that green on green is not going to cut it. That's not good. And if you're wondering, I don't know if you noticed this, the two windows right there on the front side of the house, those are two of the windows just scooted really close together because they don't come in one piece like that. So I just scooted them together and made it one piece. I added that little window up there because I thought the little archway was kind of sad and plain, and I naturally had to add these cute little, what are they called? I don't know what The Sims calls it. Let's see if I hover over it again. Nope, way too fast. I don't know what they're called, but I really, really like these little objects. Whenever I was looking at cottage living originally and looking at some cottages in real life on the internet, of course, I thought that it was so cool and just so cute how they added those in, because if you look at cottages on Google, you see the little roof decoration pieces. I wish I knew what those were called. So I thought it looked really good, so I wanted to include those because I think it really just makes the cottage. I had those 2 tiles left, and I was determined to use my 2 tiles. There's no point in wasting them. So I was like, let's build a chimney. And at first, I built the chimney. I don't know, that was so slow. So I'm building the chimney, and for some reason, it was being weird with, like, the tile count. So, I actually cut this part off, I think. I don't remember. Anyways, it was like, you can't have this many tiles, because it was trying to count the bottom level as having 2 tiles as well. So I left that wall open right there, but I end up fixing that because I was like, I don't like this. So, I don't know how. I fixed it because at first it didn't work, and then it did because I did it slightly different. Basically what happened, at first I just built the bottom layer of the chimney, and then I tried to build the second layer, and it was like, you have too many tiles. And at that point, I didn't realize I could still place things regardless if I had too many tiles, because it was just in big red words, you have too many tiles. So I didn't think it would let me place it, so I didn't try to. And then later on in the build, I was like, I'm gonna try it. Screw them. I don't care what they say. So I'm gonna try it. And it let me place it. And after that, I just deleted the appropriate floors and ceilings, and then it was fine. So it was good. Yeah, I'm surprised that I'm spending this much time showing the chimney situation. Which one that's not the one I decided on, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. I did 2. So I really like those 2 side by side. I thought it fit the top very well and filled out the entirety of that little ceiling piece. Also, right here, I was pretty surprised that I chose these base game window flower boxes. I don't know what to call them. Flower box? Maybe that's it. So at first, I was going to do the cottage living ones, as you see right here on the front. And then there's some on the side from another pack. Maybe Get Together. I don't remember right now. I was going to do the cottage living ones originally. Then I looked at these and I was like, I like how these look the best. So I decided to do these because they are also a little bit smaller. I think fit the spaces a little bit better. So that's why I chose those. And then what? Is that one from Romantic Garden Stuff? I don't know. I've used that one before in a different cottage build, but that was not fitting the vibe here, so I got rid of it. So I just put these under each window. Oh, and then of course I have to add the obligatory vines and ivy crawling up the cottage. I think it just makes the builds look so, not all builds, because not all builds make sense with the ivy, but like these types of builds just look so good with flowers and vines crawling up them. I feel like in The Sims, it really helps bring a house to life and just look less like Sims, if that makes sense. So that's why I just had to cover the cottage in ivy. Now right here I'm playing with, is this debug? No, I think I cut out the part me going through debug, because I went through debug a lot looking for ivy that goes up the walls, and I just couldn't find anything that I liked. So right here at this point, I'm building the outdoor dining room, since I did not bother to give them one inside, so they're just gonna have to eat in the rain. That's fine. And that's a base game pergola right there. I don't know if there's more pergolas. I think there are. I know there's one from Eco Lifestyle, but that's more so like a little shack hut thing. I don't know. It doesn't look like this. But I really liked how this one looked, because it had the purple flowers, which matched the purple flowers right there on the window boxes. Flower boxes. I don't know. You know what I mean, though. So I think it turned out perfect, and the wood tones matched, so I wanted to leave that there. And then here I'm just getting these little garden iron-looking chairs, because I thought those were really pretty, and they matched pretty well. I tried this one for a second, and I was like, this is not it. This does not fit the vibe. I spent probably as much time outside as I did inside designing this living space. And then right here, okay, I don't know why, but I'm stupid. At first I didn't think of this. Adding little steps right there, and right there in that moment, my brain, I was like, oh my gosh, I can have a front porch for free, because these tiles don't count. I don't know why. For me, though, I was just like, oh my god, this is such a big brain moment. Even though it's not, like, people do this, I'm sure. But I was just like, wow, I am so smart. I'm not. It's obviously a thing. But so I managed to get a free front porch on there, and I feel like it made the build look so much better, just having those little steps up it and having the little porch area. Because, I don't know, it adds more dimension and depth to the front of the build, and it, just looks great. And I loved layering the flower pots and flowers coming off the steps, which you'll see more of in a minute. I really like how that turned out. And right here, I'm trying to decide if I like the doors centered outside or centered in the living room. As nice as it looks centered outside, I hated it not centered in the living room. So I decided to balance it out by putting the chunkier plant display on the right-hand side of the door, just to, like I said, it kind of balanced it out since there's more display right there. I thought it looked better. And then at this point, I'm about to start, actually I am starting to landscape. Right now I just have a bunch of things that I've pulled to the side during the build that I just really liked, and I wanted to keep track of them. And this little table stool thing with the flowers, I really, really thought it was cute, and I wanted to work it into the build. I kind of do, but they're just kind of in an awkward spot, I don't know, shoved off by themselves, but I liked the way it turned out. So let's see, I just kicked those out of the way. At this point, I'm wanting some form of patio for the dining space, because that makes sense that their dining chairs would be on a patio. Granted, I guess I could have got away with not having a patio. Eventually, some of that goes away. The walkway up to the patio does change to terrain paint. At this point, I am building a little custom buffet table using an island piece, the middle island piece. And then right here, I'm scrolling through trying to figure out what I'm doing, because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I'm sure I'm not the first person. Like, it's The Sims. Someone else has probably definitely done this. But right there, I had another big brain moment. I was like, oh, I'll do 2 curved end pieces and make this cool custom buffet table. Not that one, the other curved piece. I was trying to figure out how circles worked. I was like, how does this clip together? And then I realized a circle is a circle, so the same circle would work on the other side of the circle. It was a mess. I was confused, as you could maybe tell. I was like, what? How does this work? So I ended up using, like I said, the middle island piece with the 2 rounded island pieces on the sides to make this pretty buffet table. I actually did this similar thing in my haunted house build, which is also on my channel if you would like to watch that. I did this for a bathroom vanity, in which for a custom vanity, love the way this looks. I burped a little. I'm sorry. I love the way it looks for a custom vanity, so I thought that was fun. Right here, I'm just adding a bunch of clutter, because we love clutter. And I feel like, especially for a cottagey type build, it really helps to have it. And I really love the crock pot on top of the stove. So I was like, okay, this has to go here. And now I'm just like trying out all the different clutter items and trying to get them where I actually want them instead of in those stupid snap points, because who likes those things? They're annoying. I wish there was a way to just not have the snap points. Like, just know I'm up on the counter and now let me alt drag it where I want to. I shouldn't have to move the counter out of the way and then fix it, but it's fine. At this point, I'm just adding in some lighting. That's why it's night. I switched it so I can kind of see the vibe and see what I liked most. And in the middle of that dining table there, in case you didn't notice, I added the, what's it called? The Island Living candle. I guess it's just a regular candle from Island Living. I'm not sure which category it's in, but I thought it makes a great little centerpiece for a table because it's round, and I think for a round table, it just makes sense because it doesn't take up a ton of space. And with round tables, if you have like a rectangular or a square centerpiece, it's like, which direction do I point it? Maybe I just overthink it. So I was like, I'll just do this round, and it lights up, which is great for nighttime. At that point, you just saw my chicken coop and my barn for the cow or llama, whatever you choose. I placed those, and then I just kind of cut that out of the build because it wasn't important, and this was a very long build, and this is also already a very long video. So I was like, that's not really important. It's literally just some fences and the chicken coop. Like that, there was really nothing to see for that. That's pretty easy to figure out. Right here, I'm doing some more detailed landscaping. I'm pretty all over the place. Like, I'll do a little bit landscaping here and then a little bit there, a little bit terrain paint. I try to save terrain paint for last, but I'm bad about getting ahead of myself and wanting to do a little bit at a time. I don't know why, but I just want to go back and forth. It's hard. So I think on this build, I managed to hold off a little bit. Obviously, there's some terrain paint for the pathways. That was just for me to mark it off mentally to know, okay, this is going to be a path right here. And then I just kind of wanted to build out the dimension of this house with the bushes around it. So that's why I put those. And then, I thought the hydrangeas right there were really cute. And I liked the way the flowers kind of curved up the side of the house. Like with that tall one on the right-hand side, I thought that looked really pretty. And then right here, I'm blending out the little walkway to look better with the terrain, since it's kind of weird having a walkway that just starts out of nowhere. And if I took that terrain paint and made it like a blunt edge against the edge of the lot, so I had to try to blend that out as best as I could, as well as obviously now I have to put more vines on the walls, just more green everywhere. Makes the build look less sad. It's really what makes the build, because if I just skipped all of the green on the outside, it would be so not good. And the dormers in the front, let's talk about those. So I skipped that part of the video because I spent so much time messing with those dormers. Like, I moved the roof. I think I deleted the roof. I tried building a new one and then like trying to hack the snap points. They kept snapping either too high or too low. I was so frustrated because I just wanted them in a specific spot in the middle of the build. I even tried building my own dormers and it just looked bad with my own. So those dormers are awkwardly high. We can address that. I agree with you. They're too high up. Guess what? I can't fix that. So they're just gonna have to be high. It's fine. I almost took them off, but I just liked it with the dormers, even though they were uneven. So it was fine having them higher up. Oh, I love the way that, I think it's wisteria. That's wisteria. I love the way the wisteria kind of curves along the underside of that front roof line. It just, I loved it. I think that's probably my favorite part of all the different like vines and stuff that I added, was right there on the front bump out with the window. I love just the way that curved. It's just, love it. And at this point, I am done. So this is me looking at it in some different lightings. I might show it on the video if I'm taking screenshots, but I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to download my tiny cottage, it is on the gallery. My username there is Ashley Cherie YT, just like my username on YouTube, except for add the YT.